The ocean's surface shimmered under the rising sun, but beneath the calm, an ominous pulse throbbed through the deep. Submarine sonar readings went haywire. Fishermen reported strange shadows moving far below. And then, with a deafening roar that split the morning air, the first alien Godzilla surged from the depths, water cascading hundreds of feet into the sky. Superman, sensing the threat from miles above, shot into action. His cape fluttered behind him as he soared toward the coastline, eyes glowing with heat vision readiness. "Not on my watch," he muttered, scanning the massive creature. The first alien Godzilla, towering and bristling with green-black alien spines, smashed a cargo ship with its claws. Waves rose in monstrous swells, crashing into the city. Civilian screams filled the air as people scattered in panic. Superman dove, breaking the water's surface with supersonic speed. His fists glowed with energy as he collided with the creature, sending shockwaves across the ocean. The Godzilla roared, swiping its tail, creating a wave that threatened the city. But Superman countered with a force field of air pressure, redirecting the deadly surge. From the deep, the other two alien Godzillas emerged, coordinated and intelligent, each pulsing with radiant alien energy. This was no random attack. They were strategists, hunting, and here to dominate Earth's oceans. Superman's fist struck the nearest Godzilla, sparks flying as alien scales cracked under the force. He twisted midair, dodging a crushing tail strike, sending a tidal wave harmlessly out to sea. Every move was precise. Every strike had a count. Above, military jets launched missiles, but the Godzillas shrugged them off. Explosions lit the sky, debris flying everywhere, but their spines glowed brighter with each impact. Superman realized brute force alone would not win this battle. He zipped between monsters, using their spines against them, creating cascading explosions. Water boiled around him as sparks and alien energy collided. The first Godzilla lunged, jaws snapping, but Superman twisted gracefully, redirecting its attack into the ocean. The largest Godzilla, even more massive than its siblings, rose from the depths. Its eyes, glowing with intelligence, scanned the battlefield. Superman hovered midair, chest emblem radiating hope and power, cape streaming heroically behind him, ready for the confrontation that could decide Earth's fate. The three Godzillas roared in unison, shaking the very air. Superman's aura flared, forming a protective shield over the city. He knew the real danger lurked beneath, where alien eggs pulsed with unearthly energy. Humanity's survival depended on him holding these titans at bay. Lightning split the sky as Superman prepared for the first full clash of titans. The oceans trembled, the city braced itself, and above it all, the Man of Steel became a living beacon of strength, hope, and determination. The ocean churned violently, massive waves crashing against the city's piers and coastline. The three alien Godzillas, coordinated and relentless, had fully emerged from the depths, their scales glittering with unearthly green and black luminescence. Their glowing spines pulsed like an alien heartbeat, signaling to each other in ways humans could not comprehend. Superman hovered above the churning sea, cape snapping in the turbulent wind. His eyes glowed red as he assessed the battlefield, calculating the best approach. This was no ordinary fight. The monsters were intelligent, adaptive, and driven by a threat far greater than mere conquest. The second Godzilla lunged, smashing a tanker in half, sending a geyser of water and fuel into the air. Superman dove at supersonic speed, intercepting the attack with a powerful punch, creating a shockwave that displaced the water but spared the city. The energy from the collision radiated outward, sending shards of seawater sparkling like emeralds in a morning light. He twisted midair to dodge the tail lash of the first Godzilla, whose sheer mass displaced water like a moving mountain. Every strike from these creatures had the potential to decimate entire neighborhoods, and Superman knew the stakes. One miscalculation could lead to catastrophe. Beneath the surface, he sensed something more, alien eggs buried deep in the ocean floor, pulsing with sinister energy. The Godzillas were clearly guarding them, and if they managed to reach the surface or awaken the brood, humanity would face a global disaster. Superman's jaw tightened. He had to neutralize the monsters while keeping the eggs contained. With a burst of supersonic speed, he soared between the second and third Godzilla, fists blazing with concentrated energy. His blows struck the glowing spines, sending showers of sparks into the turbulent waters. The second Godzilla roared in pain, but retaliated with a massive swipe, creating a towering wave that crashed into nearby ships. Superman countered by compressing the surrounding air, forming a vortex that redirected the water harmlessly out to sea. The first Godzilla, recovering from Superman's initial assault, lunged from the side, its glowing claws aimed directly at him. Superman twisted midair, landing a precise blow to the creature's armored chest. Sparks and alien energy erupted, but the monster pressed on, adaptive and relentless. Above the ocean, the sky darkened, lightning crackling in time with the monster's roars. Superman's cape whipped violently as he zoomed toward the largest Godzilla, the alpha of the trio. Its eyes glowed with alien intelligence, scanning the battlefield and coordinating attacks with its siblings. Superman unleashed a concentrated heat vision blast at the creature's spines, melting the outer layer of alien scales. The creature shrieked, releasing a pulse of energy that reverberated through the water, throwing Superman off balance. He recovered midair, fists glowing, aura flaring as he created a compressed air vortex that slammed into the monster, destabilizing its footing. The second Godzilla lunged at him again, forcing Superman to split his focus. With a quick spin, he sent a supersonic strike into the first Godzilla's jaw, creating a shockwave that rippled across the waves. The alpha Godzilla's roar echoed through the ocean like a rolling thunderstorm, its power immense, terrifying, unstoppable. As he fought, Superman realized he needed to buy time. The alien eggs beneath the ocean were beginning to hatch, tiny luminous larvae emerging and rising toward the surface. Their sheer numbers were overwhelming, and if they reached the open ocean, the threat could multiply exponentially. Superman accelerated, punching through the water, sending a vortex that swallowed dozens of emerging larvae and hurled them back into the depths. The largest Godzilla rose fully from the waves. Massive tail, swinging in a destructive arc, Superman dodged, punching its glowing chest with concentrated energy. Sparks flew, water boiled, and alien energy crackled around the point of impact. The creature stumbled, disoriented for a moment, and Superman seized the opportunity to strike again, sending it crashing toward a shallow reef, creating a massive splash that illuminated the morning sky. The second Godzilla attempted to flank him, but Superman's supersonic reflexes allowed him to intercept midair. With a series of rapid punches and vortex strikes, he managed to push the creature back toward the ocean's edge, keeping it away from the city. Each movement was a delicate dance of speed, power, and precision. Suddenly, the ocean around the third Godzilla erupted violently. More alien larvae emerged, writhing and glowing with unearthly energy. Superman's eyes narrowed. The fight was escalating beyond a simple battle. He had to contain the horde while keeping the Godzillas under control. Using a combination of air pressure manipulation and heat vision, he created a dome-like barrier around the horde, confining them temporarily. Sparks, green energy, and water collided, creating a dazzling spectacle of destruction and heroism. Every attack, every maneuver was designed not just to fight, but to protect the innocent. The first Godzilla, recovering from a previous strike, lunged at him from behind. Superman twisted gracefully, redirecting its attack into a safe stretch of ocean while delivering a crushing blow to its armored spine. The monster roared, but its movements became slightly less coordinated. Above, the alpha Godzilla reared up, preparing to unleash a massive energy pulse. Superman's eyes flared, heat vision cutting through the darkness of the storm. He fired a precise beam at the creature's core, disrupting its energy flow. Sparks and green lightning exploded across the water as the monster reeled in pain. The battle had reached a fever pitch. Tidal waves crashed against the city's coastline. Ships were torn apart by sheer force. And the alien Godzilla's synchronized attacks kept Superman constantly on the move. Yet, despite the chaos, hope remained. His aura flared brighter, radiating determination, courage, and power. He knew he had to prepare for the next phase. The alien brood was awakening, and the fight for Earth's oceans was far from over. But Superman's focus never wavered. With precision, speed, and strategy, he continued to push back the alien threat, defending humanity and buying precious time before the real danger could rise fully from the depths. As the sun climbed higher, illuminating the waves, Superman hovered above the battle, a solitary figure of hope against an overwhelming alien invasion. The ocean roared around him, waves and alien energy colliding violently, but he would not falter. This was only the beginning. The alien Godzillas were relentless, but so was Earth's greatest hero. The sun rose higher over the city, casting long reflections across the violent, churning ocean. Superman hovered above the chaos, cape snapping violently in the stormy wind, eyes glowing as he surveyed the battlefield. Below, the alien Godzillas writhed, staggered but far from defeated. Their glowing green-black spines pulsed with energy, signaling coordination and intelligence far beyond anything humanity had faced. The largest Godzilla, the Alpha, raised itself fully from the waves, water cascading off its massive form. Its roar echoed across the coastline, shaking skyscrapers, shattering glass, and sending shockwaves through the turbulent ocean. The creature's siblings flanked it, circling Superman like predators on a hunt. He clenched his fists, aura blazing, determined to protect the city and prevent the alien brood from fully awakening. Suddenly, from the depths, a massive surge of energy erupted. The alien eggs, disturbed by the ongoing battle, hatched simultaneously. Hundreds of larvae, glowing with unearthly green energy, swarmed toward the surface. Their sheer numbers threatened to overwhelm the already tense fight. Superman dived at supersonic speed, striking through the first wave of emerging creatures. Air energy shockwaves radiated from his punches, boiling the water around him and scattering the smaller aliens. Each strike was precise, calculated, and powerful, knocking dozens of the larvae back into the abyss. The first Godzilla lunged from the left, tail smashing into the waves, sending a tidal surge toward the city. Superman twisted in midair, using a combination of air manipulation and heat vision to redirect the wave harmlessly into the open ocean. Sparks flew as energy collided with water, creating a dazzling display of power. The second Godzilla, regaining its footing, charged from the right, its massive claws tearing through the ocean's surface. Superman met the attack head-on, striking its armored chest with concentrated blows. Each hit sent green sparks flying, energy cascading across the water. The creature recoiled but remained unyielding, a perfect predator engineered for destruction. Amid the chaos, Superman spotted the largest Godzilla beginning to harness energy from the remaining alien eggs. Its glowing core pulsated, and arcs of green energy surged into the sky. If the creature succeeded in this energy absorption, the tide of battle would instantly shift. Superman focused, aura flaring brighter than the sun's reflection on the ocean. He darted toward the Alpha, punching with supersonic speed. The blows were precise, each one targeting the spines along its back. Sparks erupted, and the creature roared, thrashing violently, but Superman's strikes began to disrupt the energy flow from the eggs. The smaller Godzillas, recognizing the threat, attacked simultaneously. Superman dodged a coordinated tail swipe while delivering crushing blows to the chest and limbs of each attacker. Water boiled and roared with each impact, splashing across the city and coastline, creating an awe-inspiring scene of destruction and heroism. Above the ocean, lightning split the sky, highlighting the epic clash between Superman and the alien monstrosities. The alien larvae continued to surge from the depths, but Superman, with unparalleled speed and power, formed a protective air dome around the emerging horde, confining them while striking down individual threats. The Alpha Godzilla, now enraged, unleashed a massive beam of energy from its glowing chest. Superman countered mid-flight, compressing air into a vortex to deflect the beam away from the city. The force of the clash sent shockwaves across the waves, overturning ships and sending debris flying through the air. Despite the intensity, Superman's focus never wavered. He darted between the three Godzillas, striking weak points with heat vision and air-powered punches. Sparks and water collided in dazzling arcs, illuminating the chaos below. Each Godzilla adapted to his moves, but Superman's speed and intellect allowed him to stay one step ahead. The alien brood, sensing their protectors were weakened, began a coordinated surge toward the surface. Hundreds of larvae swarmed in organized waves, their glowing bodies forming a living tide of alien energy. Superman's chest emblem blazed as he released a series of concentrated air energy blasts, each strike obliterating dozens of creatures in spectacular explosions. The first Godzilla, injured but relentless, lunged at Superman with its massive jaws. He twisted gracefully mid-air, redirecting the attack harmlessly while delivering a devastating punch to its armored spine. The creature roared, thrashing violently, but its coordination began to falter under Superman's relentless assault. From the left, the second Godzilla attempted to flank him, but he anticipated the move. Using supersonic speed, Superman struck the creature's glowing spines with rapid-fire energy strikes, sending the monster crashing into the ocean with a massive splash. The force displaced hundreds of gallons of water, forming a temporary barrier between the remaining Godzillas and the city. The Alpha, enraged and now glowing with absorbed energy, prepared for a final devastating strike. Superman's aura flared, wind and energy whipping around him in a brilliant display. He charged, fists glowing, cape flowing behind him, and collided with the creature midair. The impact was explosive. Water boiled, energy arcs danced, and the shockwaves spread across the ocean surface. The two collided repeatedly, blow after blow, each strike shaking the city. Superman used his superior speed and precision to target weak points along the Alpha's armored spine. Sparks and alien energy exploded with every impact, illuminating the stormy sky in a spectacular cinematic display. Finally, with one concentrated strike of air energy and heat vision, Superman destabilized the Alpha Godzilla's core. The creature roared in pain, staggering back toward the ocean. The other Godzillas, seeing their Alpha falter, hesitated, giving Superman a brief window of control. The alien larvae, seeing their protectors weakened, recoiled, allowing Superman to push them back with a massive air vortex. Dozens were thrown deep into the ocean, their glowing forms disappearing into the abyss. Above the water, the coastline lay in ruins, ships overturned, and buildings damaged, but the immediate threat had been contained. Superman hovered above the waves, chest emblem blazing, cape streaming in the wind. The three Godzillas, though still alive, had been pushed back temporarily, and the alien brood's initial surge was halted. He knew this was only the beginning. The ocean held deeper secrets, more eggs, more potential threats. But humanity had survived this first wave, thanks to the courage and strength of their greatest hero. Superman hovered above the ocean, scanning the horizon, determined. The alien Godzillas would return. The brood would hatch again, and he would be ready. The battle for Earth's oceans was far from over. The skies above the city were dark with storm clouds, lightning crackling in rhythm with the alien Godzilla's pulsing spines. The ocean churned violently, and the coastline trembled beneath the tidal waves caused by the massive creatures. Superman hovered above the chaos, chest emblem glowing, eyes scanning for weak points in the monstrous trio below. The Alpha Godzilla had regained partial strength, and now unleashed a devastating energy pulse, sending a massive shockwave across the ocean. Ships capsized, docks shattered, and panic rippled through the coastal cities. The smaller Godzillas coordinated, flanking Superman from both sides. The hero's cape snapped violently as he maneuvered midair, dodging crushing claws and tail swipes while retaliating with precision heat vision and air energy strikes. Beneath the waves, the alien brood was growing more aggressive. Hundreds of larvae surged toward the surface, glowing green in the turbulent waters. Superman recognized the stakes. If these creatures reached the open ocean, the invasion would escalate beyond control. With a burst of supersonic speed, he struck the Alpha Godzilla's spines directly, sending arcs of alien energy scattering into the sky. The creature roared, staggering, but it recovered quickly. Its alien intelligence was evident. It adapted to every strike. Superman then pivoted his strategy. He drew the Alpha toward a deep underwater canyon, using its size and momentum against it. The largest Godzilla crashed into the canyon walls, energy surging and water boiling around it. The smaller Godzillas attempted to regroup, but Superman intercepted them with rapid-fire strikes, slamming them into underwater cliffs and sending glowing debris scattering. From above, the storm intensified. Lightning struck the waves, illuminating the battlefield in flashes of blinding brilliance. The alien brood, sensing their Alpha's vulnerability, surged upward with unprecedented coordination. Superman's aura flared to its maximum, forming a protective dome around the city and its people while he engaged the monsters. He struck the first smaller Godzilla with a concentrated air blast, sending it tumbling backward. The creature hit the water's surface hard, creating a tidal wave that he redirected harmlessly into the ocean. The second Godzilla lunged at him midair, but Superman countered with heat vision, piercing the armored spine and disrupting its coordination. Sparks and energy arcs exploded with every hit. The Alpha, enraged by its sibling setbacks, unleashed another massive energy beam from its chest. Superman dodged and redirected the attack into the ocean depths, creating a massive whirlpool that trapped several of the alien larvae. The creature roared, thrashing violently, but Superman's strategy was working. The Alpha was being weakened without endangering the city. Despite the victories, the alien brood was relentless. Hundreds of larvae continued to emerge, glowing with unearthly energy, swarming the surface. Superman's aura flared, compressing the air into tornado-like strikes that scattered dozens of larvae in a single motion. Each attack sent sparkling green fragments into the ocean, creating a cinematic spectacle of chaos and heroism. The Alpha Godzilla, sensing defeat, unleashed a final desperate strike, a massive energy pulse that shattered the surrounding waves and sent the smaller Godzillas into disarray. Superman, anticipating the move, channeled his full strength into a supersonic punch, striking the Alpha directly in the chest. Sparks, energy, and water erupted in every direction, the collision lighting the stormy sky with blinding brilliance. The smaller Godzillas, witnessing the Alpha stagger, hesitated, giving Superman the opportunity to focus on the alien brood. He dove into the ocean, using concentrated air energy blasts to push back the emerging creatures. Hundreds were thrown back into the abyss, their glowing forms disappearing into the deep. Above, the coastline trembled as the battle reached its climax. Ships were battered, docks destroyed, and waves towered like mountains. Yet Superman remained unyielding, a symbol of hope and strength amidst the chaos. The Alpha Godzilla, finally weakened, began to retreat toward the deep ocean, dragging the remaining brood with it. The smaller Godzillas followed, retreating in a coordinated, almost intelligent pattern. Superman hovered above the waves, chest emblem blazing, cape flowing heroically in the stormy wind. The immediate threat had been contained, but the ocean still hid untold dangers. Alien energy still pulsed beneath the surface, and Superman knew that the monsters could return, stronger and more coordinated than before. Looking over the devastated coastline, Superman clenched his fists. The battle had been won, but the war for Earth's oceans was far from over. He had saved the city, protected the people, and pushed back the alien Godzillas. But the alien brood's presence meant that a new, even deadlier threat could rise at any moment. The hero's eyes glowed with determination. The alien Godzillas may have retreated, but Superman's vigilance would never falter. He hovered above the churning ocean, ready to strike at any sign of resurgence, a living beacon of hope in a world trembling under the shadow of alien invasion. The ocean boiled like a cauldron, lightning splitting the stormy sky. The alien Godzillas had retreated temporarily, but the hatchlings were surging in unprecedented numbers. Superman hovered above the waves, chest emblem blazing, cape whipping violently in the wind. His eyes glowed with unwavering determination. Humanity's survival hung in the balance, and the hero knew he had to end this now. From the depths, the Alpha Godzilla re-emerged, larger and more ferocious than before, glowing with absorbed alien energy. Its two siblings followed closely, coordinated and relentless. The brood, hundreds of larvae glowing ominously, rose to the surface, ready to swarm the coastline. Superman took a deep breath, then dived at supersonic speed, fists blazing with concentrated energy. The first collision was explosive. The Alpha Godzilla slammed into the water, waves towering above nearby buildings. Superman countered, striking the creature's glowing chest with a devastating air energy punch. Sparks and alien energy erupted, cascading across the turbulent ocean. The smaller Godzillas lunged from either side. Superman twisted midair, redirecting one into the ocean with a forceful blow while meeting the other head-on, fists colliding with glowing spines. Each strike sent shockwaves through the water, throwing larvae and debris into the air. The alien brood surged with terrifying coordination, their green luminescence illuminating the stormy sky. Superman's aura flared, forming a protective dome around the city as he launched rapid air energy blasts, scattering hundreds of creatures back into the abyss. Every strike was precise, every move calculated to protect civilians while weakening the monsters. The Alpha Godzilla, sensing its dominance threatened, unleashed a massive energy beam. Superman countered with a concentrated heat vision strike, deflecting the attack harmlessly into the ocean. The impact sent towering waves crashing, ships overturning, and the storm's fury intensifying around them. As the battle raged, Superman realized brute force alone wouldn't suffice. The Godzillas had coordinated attacks, and the brood's numbers were overwhelming. He needed to combine strategy with sheer power. Diving between the Alpha and its siblings, he struck weak points along the armored spines with pinpoint precision. Sparks and alien energy exploded, and the Alpha staggered, roaring in fury. The smaller Godzillas hesitated, giving Superman the perfect opening. He focused all his energy into a supersonic charge, colliding midair with the Alpha. The force was tremendous, creating a shockwave that spread across the ocean. Water boiled and churned as Superman delivered a rapid series of punches, each strike shattering alien armor and dispersing energy surges. The brood, sensing their Alpha falter, surged in a coordinated wave. Superman's aura expanded, forming concentrated energy pulses that obliterated hundreds of larvae instantly. The remaining Godzillas, seeing their brood being decimated, attempted a retreat, but Superman anticipated their move. With a calculated maneuver, he redirected the Alpha toward a deep ocean trench. Using a combination of heat vision and supersonic force, he drove the creature into the abyss. The smaller Godzillas followed, trapped in a vortex of energy that pinned them while he delivered final strikes. Sparks, water, and alien energy collided in a hyper-realistic cinematic display. Superman hovered above the ocean, chest emblem blazing, cape flowing heroically. The storm began to subside as the remaining brood was sent back into the depths, their glowing bodies disappearing into the dark waters. The alien threat had been neutralized for now. The city lay in partial ruins, but humanity had survived. Ships overturned, docks shattered, and buildings damaged. Yet the people remained safe thanks to the Man of Steel. Superman scanned the horizon, vigilant, knowing the ocean still held secrets and potential dangers. For now, peace had been restored. The alien Godzillas had been contained, the brood defeated, and the world saved from imminent annihilation. But Superman remained ready, knowing that the oceans could conceal new threats, and that his role as protector of Earth would never truly end. As the sun broke through the dissipating storm clouds, casting golden light over the battered city and churning ocean, Superman hovered in a triumphant pose, chest emblem glowing, a beacon of hope and courage. The battle was over, the alien menace subdued, and the legend of Superman as Earth's ultimate protector grew even stronger.